Good morning. Today is Tuesday, May 19th, 2026. It's 10 a.m. and I call this meeting of the Platte County Commission to order. Commissioner Burbrick, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I will. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item on our agenda is the approval of the agenda.
I move approval of the agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the agenda. Clerk, please call the roll. Yes.
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 Motion carries 3-0. Next on the agenda is the consent calendar.
I move to approve the consent calendar.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Clerk, please call the roll. Yes.
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 That motion carries 3-0. Next on the agenda, business action items. And the first is 2026 RES 048, be presented by Jeffrey Shanks with the Platte County Sheriff's Office. Morning, Mr. Shanks.
Morning.
On resolution 2026 RS 048, this is a resolution we're requesting permission to apply for the local cybersecurity grant program. This is a 2025 grant application for disaster recovery and backup software for business continuity operations for the Platte County Sheriff's Office. There's a potential budget impact of $17,853.96. This is a matching grant, so if we are awarded, there's a 40% match required for the county. We would have that in our budget. The grant application has been reviewed by the general counsel, and then this is just the application to see if we can be awarded this money.
I move approval of 2026-RES-048 grant application for SLCGP.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fricker?
Yes.
Commissioner Burbrick?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanderburg?
Yes.
The motion carries 3-0. Next is 2026 CO 065.
Jeffrey Shanks, the Sheriff's Office, on 2026 CO 065. Commissioners, this is the one that was previously tabled at the last session, requesting that we take it from the table and that I be able to present it for consideration.
Okay.
Do we need to move to untable it?
You can, yes. You can hear what he has to say, or you can remove it first, either way is fine.
Okay, I move to move the CO 65 from the table.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to remove this from the table. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fricker?
Yes.
Commissioner Burbrick?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanderburg?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Mhm.
2026 CO 065, this is our 2026 annual bid award for vehicle purchases. I modified the county order to include the wording from the solicitation and the actual notice of award. We will be awarding, there was a bid submitted by Airport Dodge, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, meeting our bid specifications under solicitation number 2026 RES 013. We are requesting that their bid be accepted for vehicle purchases for the 2026 calendar year, and that also that we can include cooperative purchasing language into our bid so that any other county offices or any other governmental entity in the state of Missouri would be able to use our bid as well.
I move approval of 2026-CO-065, the bid award to Airport Dodge for fleet vehicles.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fricker?
Yes.
Commissioner Burbrick?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanderburg?
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Next is 2026 CO 076.
Jeffrey Shanks for the Sheriff's Office, 2026 CO 076. Requesting the County Commission approve a contract between Platte County, Missouri, and Missouri Department of Transportation for the purpose of work zone overtime. This will engage us in a contract for the Missouri Department of Transportation. As you know, there's a large amount of construction and different work zones going on throughout the county and throughout the area. They sometimes require additional traffic enforcement enhancement for the safety of everyone. This contract will cover work zone overtime between May 19th of 2026 and 12/31 of 2031. So this is a fairly extensive contract that will cover multiple years. Potential budget impact is $29,400. The line is stated there, which it will be paid out of. The Sheriff's General Counsel has reviewed this contract, and the Auditor's Office has reviewed it, and the funds will be available, and this will be a reimbursement.
So it's a reimbursement. So it's a $0 effect.
I believe as we work the overtime, we will submit it for reimbursement through the state, but we may initially have to bear the expense from our salary line.
I'm looking at what's online. I see 2026-CO-076. That's the one we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
And there's a commission order. It says contract approval, but the contract is not attached to what's online.
I have the clerk's copy here, sir, if you'd like to review it.
Yes.
I could not pull it up online as well.
Do you know why it's not available online?
If we receive paperwork later or after we've already posted, things will not be available online, or sometimes we're still waiting on some notifications like the morning of the session, so that would be the reason it's not online.
And is this contract from Department of Transportation? This is what they sent us, or is this what we sent them?
I believe that's what they sent us.
But they didn't sign it. Typically, when we have contracts, it's already signed by the other party, and we're the last party to sign. Any explanation of why?
I've actually seen that go both ways inside this.
Do we have a motion on this item?
Hang on.
Commissioner Bob Heim, Director of Public Works, any contracts that my department has dealt with, MoDOT has always been the last one to sign.
MoDOT's the last
Yeah,
one.
We send it back to them, and then they will send back a fully executed copy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Another question, it's beyond a year contract through 2031 is quite a ways out. Why so long?
I believe that was set by MoDOT, sir, not us.
I would move to table this. It's not online. Haven't had a chance to really look at it. So I would move to table 2026-CO-076, the proposed contract between MoDOT for the Work Zone Program Agreement. I'd like to have a chance to look at it and understand why we're doing a contract that far out rather than an annual contract that's subject to renewal.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to table this. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Brinkley?
Yes.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanderburgh?
Yes.
This item has been tabled. Next on the agenda, 2026-CO-077.
Jeffrey Shanks for the Sheriff's Office, 2026-CO-077. We are asking the county commissioners to approve a contract between Platte County, Missouri, and the Missouri Department of Public Safety. This is a grant adjustment notice that we received from the Missouri Department of Public Safety. Previously, we had approved CO 2024-CO-074 back in September 23rd of 2024. This was part of an overall federally run grant that's modified ran through the Missouri Department of Public Safety for our MOWIN task force. In finalizing those grant years, they found that there was additional funds available to be distributed out to the various task force, and the MOWIN task force, which is administered by Platte County, they identified $63,468.71 that was available to us if we would do a contract modification to accept the funds. These are funds that are dispersed to the various agencies that are part of the MOWIN task force to cover salary and overtimes for drug enforcement operations under the task force. The budget impact is $63,469. This is revenue that will come into the county for disbursement through the Mullen Task Force for salaries and overtime.
I move to approve 2026-CO-077 grant adjustment from Missouri Department of Public Safety for JAG grant contract.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Booker?
Yes.
Commissioner Herbert?
Yes.
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Next is 2026-CO-079.
Jeffrey Shanks for the Sheriff's Office on 2026-CO-079, requesting the County Commission approve an agreement between Platte County, Missouri and Carasoft Technology Corporation for the purpose of acquiring cellular forensic and analytical software and services. This will be done through a cooperative purchasing agreement through Cellbrite Insets Pro UFED. Again, this is with our cyber task force. We have a lot of different software programs and things that we have to do. This is an annual agreement, so we can continue to use their software as part of our investigation. This has been reviewed by the general counsel as well as by the auditor. The funds are available. The budget impact is $21,413.50. That's included in our 2026 budget.
I move approval of 2026-CO-079, agreement with Carasoft for Cellbrite.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Booker?
Yes.
Commissioner Herbert?
Yes.
Commissioner Hanover?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Next is 2026-CO-080.
Jeffrey Shanks for the Sheriff's Office, 2026-CO-080. We're asking the County Commissioners to approve an order, an agreement between Platte County, Missouri and Carasoft Technologies for the purpose of acquiring cellular forensics and analytical software services. This will also be engaging in a cooperative purchasing agreement through Magnet Gray Key software. This is a different program. This is for cellular phone extraction analysis for our forensic investigations. The budget impact is $13,011.37, was included in the 2026 budget. This agreement has been reviewed by the General Counsel of the Sheriff's Office and reviewed by the Auditor's Office to make sure that the funds are available and encumbered.
I move to approve 2026-CO-080, an agreement with Carasoft for Gray Key.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Booker?
Yes.
Commissioner Herbert?
Yes.
Commissioner Hanover?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Thank you, Mr. Shanks.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Next on the agenda, 2026 RES 023 to be presented by County Administrator Wes Mender. Morning, Wes.
Good morning, Commissioners. 2026 RES 023 is a reappointment to Nancy Felix to the Board of Services to continue her service on that volunteer committee.
I move approval of 2026-RES-023, appointment of Nancy Felix to the Board of Services.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Booker?
Yes.
Commissioner Herbert?
Yes.
Commissioner Hanover?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Next on the agenda, 2026 RES 025.
Good morning, Commissioners. Wes Mender again. 2026 RES 025 is a reappointment to Dr. Jeff Kingsley to the Platte County Board of Services.
I move to approve 2026-RES-025, appointment of Jeff Kingsley to Board of Services.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Booker?
Yes.
Commissioner Herbert?
Yes.
Commissioner Hanover?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Next is 2026 RES 043.
Good morning, Commissioners. Wes Mender again. 2026 RES 043 is an appointment to the Riverside TIF Commission, of which we have two members of Frank Pendleton. At last week's meeting, the commission appointed Rick Simon. Mr. Pendleton will serve as the county's second representative on that TIF commission for the city of Riverside.
I move approval of 2026-RES-043, appointment of Frank Pendleton to the Riverside TIF Commission.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Booker?
Yes.
Commissioner Herbert?
Yes.
Commissioner Hanover?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Next is 2026 RES 045.
Morning, Commissioners. Wes Mender, 2026 RES 045 is an appointment of Frank Pendleton to the county's Industrial Development Authority, which is a state chartered institution, and Mr. Pendleton is willing to serve on that until 2031.
Move to approve 2026-RES-045, appointing Frank Pendleton to the Platte County IDA Board.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Vega?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Next is 2026 RES 047.
Morning, Commissioners. Wes Mender again. 2026 RES 047 is an appointment of Adam Zink to the, or reappointment of Adam Zink on the Platte County Regional Board of Sewer District, which is a 5-member board that handles the utility operation of the county's regional sewer district.
I move approval of 2026-RES-047 appointment of Adam Zink to the Platte County Sewer Board.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Vega?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Wes, you have the next two,
Yes.
and then also item O.
Yes.
Okay, we'll skip item N and come back to it after O, so you can just stay there for all three. So the next item on the agenda is 2026 RES 049.
Morning, Commissioners. Wes Mender. 2026 RES 049 is a request for bids for a replacement of 2 roofs. One roof over our law enforcement center, which was the 1998, formerly the sheriff's office, which is between the administration building and the courthouse. Anyone who walks through that corridor notices that we have a leakage problem there. I believe this is the original roof, so it's reaching the end of its almost 30 years of service. Our juvenile office across the street also has a roof that is in need of replacement, and the request is to put out for bids, to secure a contractor to do that. The funding to re-roof those 2 facilities was included in the county's budget in the capital maintenance line. And with that, the bids would be due on Monday, June 22nd at 3 p.m.
I move to approve 2026-RES-049, request for bids for law enforcement center roof replacement.
Second.
We have a motion and second on this one. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Vega?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Next is 2026 RES 036.
Morning, Commissioners. Wes Mender again. 2026 RES 036. Previously, the county had passed a resolution applying for federal transportation grants through the Mid-America Regional Council. One of the projects was to make the connection down across 435 on Route 45. We have our Brush Creek Trail system in the commercial, majority of the commercial district that's been developed at Creekside on the east side of the highway. And we have the baseball fields and commercial development and residential that's being developed on the west side. Unfortunately, there's no connection in between. We've applied for a transportation alternatives grant. We would anticipate that we would apply for MoDOT cost share funds so that the goal would be to provide 80% of the funding to construct these improvements from non-county sources that we would match from our Parks and Recreation sales tax. Purpose and need on this, again, we have development, commercial, residential, mixed use activities. We have our Brush Creek Trail, and this would make the connection between the two and serve as a long-term connector as we develop our park and trail system.
I move approval of 2026-RES-036, request for qualifications for the Route 45 over 435 bike and pedestrian connection.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Are there any comments? I would just like to thank Commissioner Berbrick for pushing this forward. This is an important connector between the Brush Creek Trail and what has become significant development on the west side of 435, which will include lots of families and bikes and walking. And this will give them safe access to not just Brush Creek Trail, but also to the commercial shopping and restaurant areas there in Creekside.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, with the school there too, new school, and I've had constituents reach out and ask me about this potential. And so thank you also to Wes for following this with my request and pushing.
Any further comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Brinker?
Yes.
Commissioner Herbert?
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenberg?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Again, we're going to skip in, come back to it after O. So the next item is 2026 CO075.
Good morning, Commissioners. Commission Order 2026-CO075 is an agreement with the city, Kansas City, Missouri, related to the Route 152 trail within McHenry Park. The overall simple explanation is the county secured approximately $2.7 million of federal transportation funds. We currently have a consultant designing a bridge. The plans are being done for myself to build that trail within the park. Once we build that trail within the park, the city of Kansas City would be responsible for owning and maintaining it. The MOU just outlines those terms and conditions that the county will construct it using those federal funds, following federal regulations through the Surface Transportation Program. And then the Kansas City, Missouri will take care of the long-term capital maintenance, but then also the mowing and everyday maintenance on the trail.
Move to approve 2026-CO-075, an MOU with Kansas City for Route 152 trail.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Again, this is an important connector from all of the residential east of there to McHenry Park. And this project has essentially been held up because the city of Kansas City was not willing to provide the maintenance, and we're not in that business. So thank you for getting that contract done. It's important, and let's get that trail section completed. That's going to be great.
The goal on this, since I've completed the plans and waiting on the consultant, the goal is to try to get it obligated through the federal process in August and September so that construction would start this winter.
Fantastic. Any further comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Brinker?
Yes.
Commissioner Herbert?
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenberg?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0.
Thank
Thank you, Wes. Next is item N. That's 2026 RES 046 to be presented by Parks and Recs Director Daniel Erickson. Good morning, Daniel.
Good morning, Commissioners. Daniel Erickson on behalf of the Parks and Recreation Department. Item N is a resolution 046. This is a request for bids seeking bids for the Southern Platte Pass resurfacing project. Southern Platte Pass was, I believe, the first trail constructed after the passage of the parks tax back in the year 2000. At least the east side end of it was the first section. It's an asphalt trail. It's held up okay, but it's showing its age. It's pushing over 20 years. The trail itself, under this bid, would be to resurface the entire length, except for obviously those sections it's currently concrete, from Brinkmeyer Road on the west to I-29 on the east, approximately 7 miles. So we do have a bid and a scope for that project. So the base bid is to do the whole section. There's 2 bid alternates. One is to convert the east end, the end closer to I-29. Currently, it's kind of a patchwork of some concrete sections that go back and forth with the asphalt to concrete. We're going to get a price to just convert that whole section to concrete and see where we're at. There's also there's a small parking lot at the South Community Center there was some confusion when we did that parking lot project of whose parking lot it was. Turns out it's our parking lot, so we did include that in this as a bid alternate to get a price to do that one little parking lot. So bids, if approved, we're looking to have bids be submitted to the county clerk's office no later than 2 p.m. on June the 25th. We are having a pre-bid meeting on the 10th of June, or the 12th of June. Hoping to have the work complete at Halloween. The staff recommends you approve this request for bid so we can get moving on this project. And I remember working a lot with Commissioner Fricker. We've developed a capital maintenance budget within the parks. So it's not just building new. Build new, and that's great, but it's also maintaining what we have. And this being one of the, if not the oldest trail, it's important that we stay on it and get it so it can serve the future citizens of Platte County, not just the ones that are here right now.
I move approval of 2026-RES-046, request for bids for the Southern Platte Pass Trail resurfacing project.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Yeah, this is an expensive project, and I congratulate you for budgeting to get this done, along with all of the other parks projects that we're doing and stormwater projects. We're going back and taking care of the things that we built years and years ago, and that's important too. So
Yeah,
Thank
this
you.
is a great trail for District 1 and through that whole really busy, active area. So we want to keep it looking tip top.
any further comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Brinker?
Yes.
Commissioner Herbert?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanacker?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Next is 2026 CO078.
So on the topic of trails, from an existing trail to a new trail, we're currently under construction for a trail here south of town. And we currently have a contract with a company called RIC Renaissance, and they have a contract to design the Running Horse section of that trail. We did, after getting the design, decided it was a good idea to go ahead and create a crosswalk and a sidewalk to connect over to Timber Park neighborhood and thus connecting into the Prairie Creek Greenway Trail. So there's a change order reflects that addition to the design that wasn't under the original contract. We've also, as with most of these projects, we went ahead and hired them to do on-site construction and inspection. So this change order in the amount of $98,690 basically adds to the existing contract, the sidewalk addition and crosswalk addition plus construction management of the project that is ongoing. It has been reviewed by staff, has been reviewed by county councilor, as far as being legally binding, and has been reviewed by the auditor, certified the funds are available, which comes from the Parks Trail Construction Fund.
I move to approve 2026-CO-078 Running Horse Road Trail change order.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Brinker?
Yes.
Commissioner Herbert?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanacker?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Thank you, Daniel. Next on the agenda, Director of Public Works, Bob Heim, to present 2026 CO074. Morning, Bob.
Good morning, Commissioners. Bob Heim, Public Works. Yes, before you is an order. We're seeking your approval of this concrete pavement project at the facilities that we're in right now. The concrete is 20-plus years old. It's in bad shape. It will be with Max Paving. It's for a little over 10,000 square feet of flat work. It's going to kind of be resituated to help with some drainage issues around the facility as well. The total contract amount is $144,046.82. The county councilor has approved the contract to form of legality, and the county auditor has certified that the funds are available. With that, staff would request that the commission enter into this contract with Max Paving.
I move approval of 2026-CO-074 contract award for the concrete flat work projects for this year.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Brinker?
Yes.
Commissioner Herbert?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanacker?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Thank you, Bob. Next on the agenda, announcements from county office holders and staff. No.
Daniel Erickson on behalf of the Parks Department. I did want to announce that starting June 1st, the Parks Department will publicize, reopen the Platte County Partnership Grants. So those, as you will recall, when the passage of the newest tax, Parks and Stormwater tax, there was a plan to earmark a third of the money that was earmarked for capital projects towards partnership grants, larger partnership grants. They're slightly different than our yearly outreach grants, which we just approved a month or so ago. These are larger in nature. There's the idea that the projects don't have to be done within the year. They can be done throughout the year. So this will be our third grant call since the passage, since 2020. But we are going to prepare some communications to cities and eligible entities to make sure they're aware. So the grant will be available on our website starting June 1st. I believe, I don't want to say that deadline sometime in late August, early September. So we've got quite a lead time to get these submitted, but I did want to let you all know, because this is the last meeting before June 1st, that date is upon us. So
How was Owl Be Going?
what's that?
How was the Owl event?
It was
Owl Be
It
Going?
was wonderful. I was not able to attend, but Jackie had nothing but great things. Jackie Holloran, who does our programming, and a couple of our operations people managed it. I understand. We know how many glow sticks we handed out. So we had an adult with every one of those kids. We think we had anywhere from 300 to 400 people there, which is awesome. For an event that's
Yeah.
kind of tucked away in a neighborhood. A lot of people from the neighborhood come, but not all. Nothing but rave reviews.
Yeah, it was awesome. I stopped by at the beginning, took a couple pictures saw them passing out the glow sticks. And as I stood there at the top of the trailhead at the parking lot, you could just see a constant stream of people coming down, families. It was pretty neat. The neighborhood had some food trucks set up, I think in coordination with the parks. And so in the pool parking lot, you could grab an ice cream cone or whatever. And then throughout the trail along the way, they had little stations. The first station, they had and I don't know what you call it. Anyway, they had some falcons and hawks on display, and talking about, their care for them and conservation and whatnot. And I think I didn't go further down the trail, but I think they had some owls also and other wildlife. I saw a picture of this giant bee puppet. I mean, probably like 3 times the size of a person. It was really neat. I'll share the picture with you. It was on the Thousand Oaks page the other day, but yeah, it was very well received from the people that I saw.
Were you
there.
wishing your kids were little again?
Yes, absolutely. I was really sad that my kids were, were not there, somewhere else.
Good. Thanks, Daniel. Any further announcements from county office holders and staff? Any comments from the general public? Any comments from the commission? I want to have a couple comments. I want to acknowledge first Commissioner Vanover for putting together a ad hoc neighborhood group to help design what will be Platte County's newest park here in Platte City, and that's good work on your part to get that ball rolling. Thank you for that, and it made news, which was good. So congratulations. And the big project coming up in Commissioner Berberich's district, and that is the reconstruction of FF from
Yes.
South Crooked to River Road.
Yes.
Commissioner Berberich has been pushing hard for that project, and it's hard to push MoDOT,
Yes.
but it's now happening, and you get credit, and when nobody can drive on that road for months and months, you'll get the blame maybe.
I will. It will be a big headache for summer World Cup visitors, but also it's going to extend into November, which will hurt bus routes and whatever. But I've already tried to share with my neighborhood and people that it affects the most that we have to remember it will be worth it. It will be worth it when it's done, and it'll save, shocks and suspension on all of our cars, along with other things.
So will that lead to more traffic into downtown Parkville
Maybe,
and have
maybe,
to redo the road plan
Maybe
again?
then they have a whole headache with Highway 9, but that's for another day.
All right. Any further comments? Okay, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. Clerk, please call the roll. Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
that motion carries 3-0. It's 10:34 a.m. and we are adjourned. And we have an ARPA session.